By just compressing here. Another decent little Momo stock is Mogo, M-O-G-O. Nothing. It's not like ACWB as far as moves are concerned, but it's got room from about 230 to about 270. By kind of compressing here. Most of the strong stocks still looking good. Meta still looks really good here. This has been called out this morning, and Nvidia, which I can't chase, but still moving up pretty strongly here. Again, we're in SMR. SMR trading very nicely, moving up toward $22. Options right now going for about 238, about 238. So pretty good. Up about, let's say, 30 cents on these things, which is about 15%. put a sell order on SMR at $3. $3. And we'll revisit a little later and see how it's doing. It does have a few resistance levels as we move up here, but not till about 24, I think, is probably the best. There was a lot of candles in the between here and 24, but nothing really big. So let's try to see if we can get $3 for it. SMR moving up pretty nicely here right now. It's 275 on the options right now. Again, get a sell order at 3. Options getting a little bit spread out here in SMR a little bit. 241 by 274 now on the $20 calls. So just let it percolate for a while. Video with a little pullback right there to the 15. Kind of right at resistance. 130.63 is a horizontal resistance. 130.63. It just about went to it right there on that and then pull back. So I'm not going to touch it up here. I gotta see if we can get through there. Again, so watching SMR, which is moving up pretty nicely here. We'll go pull back. So I didn't think I was waiting to see this thing break out. Didn't quite get through the VWAP. Right, going to pull back, so got to ignore it for the time being. SMR with a little pullback here now. Moved up pretty strongly, and now it's just pulling back just a bit. One thing to keep in mind in SMR is OKLO, which is in the same business as SMR, has earnings tonight, so that could impact the SMR. I'm hoping we get out today if we can get another recovery in this thing. Doesn't need too big a bounce here. It needs to get up to about 2240 or so. Yes, so you can see green across the board here. Very good momentum in it. It's following the market. The market is flattening out quite a bit here. Triple Qs also flattening out. Very kind of topping here a little bit in the market. Let's see where we go. IWM finally bounced up above the VWAP. Again, this is the weakest of the indexes right now. Qs are up nicely here, 1.5%. Again, it did take profits in my overnight strangle on the Qs. I took about 30%. I could have got a little bit more, I guess, but I was happy with that. As soon as I lost momentum briefly this morning, I took it off. Sarepta, again, it has not got below the VWAP yet. TGTX, it looked like a short's bouncing right now. Biotech's got to watch. The biotechs have get beaten down pretty hard right now, so you've got to be careful of some bounces here now. UNH not showing too much resilience. Still coming in. Down about almost 16% today. Coming up on 11:30 here in just a couple minutes.
Members, President Trump is set to take the stage momentarily. Once again, we have a link in the news desk. We'll also be posting the link via the White House YouTube page as well. Posting the news desk now.
Trump's going to be speaking at a Saudi investment forum here in just a bit. Be careful with your shorts. SPY moving up here. Meta still very strong. This is a really nice call out this morning on Meta. AMD also up nicely today. Nvidia doing nicely. Tesla got up nicely, but kind of choppy here now. Nvidia 130.63, by the way, is a resistance. SMR pull back just a bit. Options are going for about 250 right now, so about 40 cents on those, about 20%. Again, I got a sell order on 3. We'll see if we get there. Palantir, all-time high. Nice move in Palantir. In your longs too. Watch your shorts, watch your longs. Yeah. Again, I like Palantir here. This is an all-time high in Palantir. Nvidia is kind of moving sideways here, but Palantir is really, really strong. Trading around 127. Wait for a little pullback in Palantir. We're not going to chase it here. We might keep going, but again, it's a little too far removed from the 15 for me to jump in here. So it's going to watch. As you can see, it's right here on the top. This Wyse coming out of this deep compression here on this gap down. Again, red for the day. CVS very weak. Gap down last night. Just moving sideways now. Coca-Cola bouncing up. APP with a beautiful move up here in APP. Again, a very volatile stock, that APP. Aploven. Up about 8%, over 8% today. Firm also up strongly here. A lot of stocks moving up pretty fast. Kroger, bearish. Cypher, a little bearish. Not too many cascading down stocks that are red for the days. A few, but not many. LAZR, not a good setup. Nvidia pulling down a little bit here. Palantir also pulling down a little bit. SMR pulling right back to the 8 exponential moving average. Palantir doubled since the low of less than a month ago. Yeah, it was. I remember when it was actually it was bearish stock, and came down pretty hard, way down. It was down all the way down to about $67. So yeah, it's just about doubled. Quite a move in Palantir. Quite a move in the market. I mean, this is a pretty strong move in the market. Market has recovered all of the losses for the year. Still hasn't got to the all-time high yet, but all of the losses have been recovered right now. Pat's Nation, when I'm buying contracts like this in SMR trade, my sizing for full loss, I always size for full loss. on them. I mean, if you got to figure what your risk is. Typically I'm not going to lose everything on that, but I'm going to size them that way. Because it's just it's safer to do it like that. Know what your downside risk is. Your downside risk is what you pay for them. Typically you're not going to lose all the money on them, but you have to treat it like that. Am I keeping Mogo? I didn't get in Mogo. I pointed it out, and I like it as a Momo stock, but I gotta wait to see it bounce here. It's got to get it back above this VWAP, then I'd be interested in taking it. I did trade HCWB today as a Momo stock earlier this morning. I get in at $13.30 and I get out at $17. For anybody looking at these Momo stocks, again, I would not recommend these for most traders unless you're experienced and you're nimble, because they can be very, very volatile. But still easing up here, not very dramatically right now. Palantir still moving up nicely. SMR just compressing here right now. Mogo starting to bounce a little bit. Again, I'm watching this for a potential entry on it, but I got to see a little bit more volume in this coming in for us for a Momo trade. Heaven, you were watching SMR. Bounce off the 100 SMA caught your attention. Yeah. Again, I'm not necessarily day trading this. If I can get profits this on a day trade, I'll take it. But let's see what you said. You want to go long after the 1055 candle. 1055? Okay. Yeah, that was a good entry. I was planning intraday trade using shares with a stop of 2030. 2030. That's a pretty tight stop on this thing. To me, I gotta give it some time. If you get shares, I gotta use the 100 days as a stop on this thing. All right, so the 100-day on that is 1888, so about $19 is where I would go. You have to admit you got a bit nervous since the next support is at the 100 SMA seem quite far down. Well, it does seem quite far down, but typically when the stocks break out like this, I went with next week's options. They're going to have some room to them, and this is a pretty big move in SMR, and it's also got a lot of volume on it off of earnings. This is a pretty big one, so I don't mind holding this thing, and I don't mind chasing it. If it pulled back toward the 100 and then bounced, I would probably add to it. But it's not that far extended from the 8 exponential moving average. That's what I look like for an extension. The 8 exponential moving average is 1817 or 1817, so it's about $3 higher at 2159. Okay, so that's not quite 2 ATR, so which is fine, and it's got a lot of momentum on it. You got OKLO will also have earnings tonight, so if they come in decent, that will give it a little impetus as well. So I like SMR, and I'm staying in it. Do I think it would have used more sense to use the SMA as a technical stop? Yes. Size the position accordingly. Yeah, I would. If you're taking something like SMR on this breakout above the 100-day moving average, if you're going to day trade it, then what you got to do is you have to wait for a pullback like you're getting right now, and trade it off of a pullback, and then get in and then use that where you're entered as your stop, like 15. If it breaks above the 15, you can take it here as a long, especially if you get the momentum switching over here to blue, which it isn't right now. It's showing bearishness. But if it bounces off here, off the 15, or goes down the VWAP and bounces off there, you can take it as an intraday trade, and then your stop will be where you got in at either the 15 or the VWAP. But I'm using the daily on it, so I'm focused on the daily chart, so I'm not worried too much about these 5-minute candles. Does OKLO earnings after the trade worry me with SMR? Not really. Not really. SMR had some good ones. They've already had earnings. They've had good earnings. No, I don't think so. I'm not concerned about it. I mean, if I can get out today at a profit on SMR, obviously a big I got a $3 sell order. If I hit it, I'll take it. Otherwise, I'm going to hold it overnight. How I size my trades, Evan, I don't know what you mean by that. I mean, how do I size my trades? I size my trades based on the kind of day we've got today, which is pretty strong. So my trade size is a little bit bigger today than it would be on all these choppy days, but we do have a trend in the market today that's pretty strong. So I'm a little bit more aggressive in the trades, but I don't take a lot of trades. I mean, I'm not taking a lot of trades. I still don't trust this market. It needs to see it stay above the 100-day moving average for a bit, for a couple of days. But you have to look in the long side right now. And so I size my trades based on the market. The market, on strong days, I'm going to take bigger positions, and I'm going to stay in them longer. On choppy days, I'm going to take smaller positions, and I'm going to get out more quickly. Okay, thanks for the questions. You sent me several texts on Teams. Let me look, Ari. Hold on. I guess you're set up on here. The last one I saw, we just said the option spread not too bad, despite the high IV on coin. That last one I got was at 1028. I called that one out. I also called out the most biotechs were down for the day, and I know you saw the one about what I was using for screening. So that last one I saw is at 1028, Ari. I don't know why. I mean, all my other team stuff is working fine. You sent 6 texts after that on Teams. I don't see it. I see it. I see your account here, and I can see you in Teams, and I can see what you did this morning. Hopefully Teams is running all right. Let me shut it down and bring it back up again. Kind of weird. We check with some of the other folks at Teams to see if they're getting anything. Yeah, don't think I'm seeing anything on Teams right now, Ari. There might be an issue here. I did shut it down and start it back up again, but I don't think it's just you, because I haven't gotten anything from anybody since about 10:30. I think there's an issue with Teams right now. Let me check my email. there appears to be a problem with teams, at least for me. I'm not sure if it's more general than that or not. Sorry about the Teams issue. I don't know what's going on with Teams. You were talking about MNDY and GRAL, Harry, both strong. MND, yep. That's a nice one, MNDY, Monday.com. Yeah, nice setup on Monday. And GRAL. Yeah, another beautiful one on GRAL. Up this one 13% off of earnings. They report there's no teams. Actually, you just sent me a team. Dan, let me look. Yeah, I'm not getting it. I'm not getting Teams messages here. It says it's loading the latest updates. In the meantime, I can still send and respond, but I can't. Gonna have to deal with it later. I guess I can't seem to get Teams at work. It was working all morning without a problem, but right now it's down. Down for me. I don't think anybody else is having issues. Team shows me as offline, William. Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, I don't think it's more. I think it's showing me as offline for some reason. So I'm gonna have to go in and see if I can figure out what's going on with Teams. I mean, it's showing me when I load it up, it looks fine, but I don't know why it would be offline. And showing me offline, and I have no idea why. I'm gonna have to mess with this later. I don't know why it's down. Reloaded it several times. I might have to uninstall it and reinstall it. I don't know. I don't know why it's showing me down. It's loading up fine. Crazy. Let me try something here. Well, after 12 o'clock here, and I'm messing with Teams, but it's not working. I can't get this thing up. I mean, it's up and running. It's just not. Apparently, it's just showing me as offline, and I don't know why. It doesn't show it on my screen as being offline. Claims it's loading the latest update, which makes me concerned that may be where the problem is. Okay, I'll work on it over lunch, see what I can find. SMR pull back a little bit, SPY pulling back a little bit. Market's getting a little bit squirrely here now at the top. NVIDIA pulling back. Palantir pulling back a little bit. SMR pulled back a little bit, but still holding up pretty nicely. Took down my VPN, but that didn't seem to make any difference. We headed right here.
Members posted in the news desk on AMD with a link to the release. AMD and Humane form a strategic $10 billion collaboration to advance global AI multi-year collaboration. That's on AMD and Humane.
Alright, still messing around with Teams, can't seem to get it to work, so I'll come back to that later. I can send you a message, William, I can try to, but I don't think it's gonna work. No, I don't know if I go to the profile and switch the status, I can't get to where I want to, where I can change the status on this thing.
I'm just watching that IBRX trading at day highs now. Calling that tweet out there by the executive chairman. That's on Immunity Bio IBRX trading at highs of the day.
I'm gonna get some lunch, and I'll come back and try to fight this this Teams thing. I don't know what's going on with it, but just be aware. Let me. I'll try to send you one, William, but I don't think it's gonna work. I'm probably gonna need to uninstall it and put it back on again. It just went off all by itself. Yeah, it says I'm having trouble loading my messages. Try refreshing, but refreshing's not doing anything. Yeah, I'll mess with Teams later. It's not. I definitely is. Mine is definitely not working. Yeah, I can't. It's telling me something went wrong really when I try to send you the message. It's just telling me I can't do it. So I got a problem with my app, I think. Well, you said got it. I'm assuming that doesn't mean you got my message since I wasn't able to send one. Okay, I think I got Teams back up again here. Did you see that, Ari? I did get you testing, then I just sent it back to you. Got it? Okay, cool. All right, I'm back up again then on Teams. I don't know what the problem was. Basically, I as opposed to just closing it, I had to go into a task manager and stop the application altogether and then restart it again. Seems to be up okay now. Sorry for all that chaos. Technology can be a pain. William, you should be able to see that thank you I just sent to you. Yay, all right, good. Back up again. All right. SMR just kind of moving sideways right now. Oops. And the market's pretty flat at this point. SPY pulled back, now it's bouncing. So we'll see. SMR just moving sideways, still holding up pretty nicely. Needs to make a little bit of a more of a move, but I'm okay with it right now. Right, about 12:30. I'm going to get some lunch. Let's see if we have any more questions over in YouTube. I don't think so. Okay, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and shut down the YouTube feed so I can get some lunch. Thanks very much for being here. Appreciate it. We'll see everybody back here again on Wednesday here from the YouTube feed. And